And good evening once again from Prestonsburg High School. This is the All-A Classic Volleyball Tournament 2022 version. I'm Wayne Puget along with Kayla Van Hoos and Dr. Lee Boyd, and we just saw Prestonsburg put Phelps away 2-0. They'll move on to take on the winner of this matchup, which is the Betsy Layne Bobcats and the Eastridge Warriors. And Kayla, I guess you've probably seen at least one of these teams play this year, right?
I've seen both of these teams play.
Okay, got to.
And this will be a good game. I am picking Betsy Layne as the favorite because they've already beat Eastridge once this year.
Right.
That has nothing to do with the ability of the kids on the court, but it's just what we've seen so far.
Right.
So, of course, you'll have that mental advantage.
What do you see as some of the strengths for Betsy Layne and Eastridge alike? Betsy
Layne has a couple of seniors who've been at it a while. They've got really good defense. They've got some bright spots in their young people. I think they've just got the package deal. I mean, when I talk about Betsy Layne, unexpectedly, they're one of my top 5 in the region. So they're on a roll, doing pretty well.
Right.
I'm a little more familiar with Betsy Layne also. Keithley in the middle tends to get her hands on a lot of balls. And Betsy Layne's got a couple of nice girls that can swing really good. Kiera and Emily.
Just about 30 seconds away from Mr. Ricky Thacker bringing us the lineups for both teams. I want to thank our sponsors for bringing this coverage to you live here all week long. We'll be back here next week as well. Intermountain Cable, Coalfields Telephone, Appalachian Wireless, Overhead Door of East Kentucky, Gearhart Security, and Community Trust Bank. And folks down here in Prestonsburg are excited. We were talking between matches here, talking with Dr. Boyd, and Prestonsburg getting some fiber ran in here from Intermountain Cable right now, and Dr. Lee Boyd says, tell those guys I'd love to have it in Allen.
Absolutely.
Putting in requests. Wayne, I'm a Gearhart OG.
Excuse me, what was that?
Said I'm a Gearhart OG. I worked there for about 6 months when I returned to East Kentucky.
Absolutely.
It was a good time.
And the home team on the scoreboard, the Lady Warriors of Eastridge.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in watching.
Let's meet the teams. First for the Bobcats of Betsy Layne. Number 19, Hannah Hall. Number 18, Mallory Hall. Number 6, Hannah Hamilton. Number 8, Alyssa Hollyfield. Number 9, Kristen Howell. Number 21, Jasmine Howell. Number 10, Janai Isom. Number 13, Jaden Jarrell. Number 16, Emily Johnson. Number 7, Akira Keithley. Number 23, Ella Keithley. Number 11, Kaylee Lee. Number 17, Harlan Sloan. Number 15, Lindsay Watkins. Number 1, Tia Wesley. And number 3, Audrey Williams. The Lady Bobcats are coached by assistant coach Jordan Bradley, and the head coach of Betsy Layne is Miss Paige Watkins. And now the home team on the scoreboard, the Lady Warriors of Eastridge High School. Number 1, Zena Newsom. Number 2, Maddie Wells. Number 3, Brianna Tackett. Number 5, Gabby Dameron. Number 6, Madeline Robinson. Number 7, Kirsten Coleman. Number 10, Lauren Mann. Number 11, Victoria Ramey. Number 12, Ivy Lane. Number 14, Annabeth Wright. Number 15, Hannah Steffi. Number 19, Caitlin Apsher. Number 24, Cortland Phillips. Number 25, Tiana Hopkins. Number 33, Sydney Mead. And number 18, Aaron Elkins. The Lady Warriors are coached by assistant coach Lindsey Branham and Sarah Tackett. And the head coach of Eastridge is Miss Tatiana Murphy.
This is my first time watching Eastridge without Coach Spradlin at the sidelines. I always thought he was one of the better coaches in our region for a long time. I'm curious if they can keep on rolling without him or if that changes.
I think he had well over 300 wins, I think, in his coaching career there.
He did, and he was a multi-time KVCA Coach of the Year. Made it to the region finals a couple of times. You know, Dave Spradlin's a good friend of mine, an excellent coach. I think Eastridge made a good hire in Tatiana Murphy. She is a prodigy of Dave Spradlin. She sat for him for 4 years on varsity.
Well, speaking of setters, Betsy Layne setter, I think, will probably control the tempo of this game. She's been, seems like forever, been their starting setter. She's a senior now, and she seems to kind of be like the little general on their team that runs their offense.
And that's how it should be. Your setter's like a quarterback. You got to run the plays.
Betsy Layne may have more seniors on their team than we've seen in this tournament so far. I believe they have 4 on their roster.
That's what gives Betsy Layne an advantage across the region, because much like Paintsville, they've got a lot of kids with good chemistry, been playing together for a long time. Eastridge strikes first. No surprise, a kill by Kirsten Coleman.
They call that a tomahawk up there, right?
Yeah. I do like how animated Eastridge is on the court. They have a lot of good team celebrations that, you know, bring a little flair to the game.
Net violation on Eastridge. Yeah, I agree with you. I like to see the teams that celebrate when they score and when they don't score, to keep everybody together and keep everybody's spirits up.
That was a nice up by Hannah Steffi.
Hannah Steffi's another young one that has a lot of talent.
Lee, we've got a lot of BVA on this floor right here.
We do.
It's a little overwhelming to look at. That was a kill from Kristen Howell. So 5 of 6 of the girls on the floor for Betsy Layne play for us in a travel team. Ooh. And a block down from Keithley.
How much does a travel team mean to these girls out here when, I mean, it's the same as practicing year-round in essence, isn't it?
It is. Much like, you know, the kids are playing basketball 24/7, and, you know, we're just trying to catch up with volleyball. And travel's fun, you know. Winning is great, Wayne, but in the high school setting, it's appropriate to want to win. But where we're at, we're trying to learn the game more than we are win the game. But once you learn it, the wins come. So
yes.
Our kids that were with us for 4 straight years, like Dr. Boyd's daughter, her team this year barely lost a match, you know, in our travel season. So we never emphasized winning, but it came by doing the right things.
Exactly.
So we were going to Lexington, Louisville, and beating Lexington and Louisville in their own tournaments.
Wow.
You know, I always like to tell the ladies that you get better in the off season, and travel ball is the place to do that. You don't get better during your high school season, because that's when it's serious time, and
It's time to
you should already know where you're at by that point.
time to buckle down at that point. And our hope really is to serve the school communities by making these athletes better for them, and they can come back and contribute and pay high dividends on their school teams. It's
Yes.
never a competition for us. We don't want to take away from them. We want to give to them. So. And as we go along, more and more people are receptive to it. You know, you got 5 of 6 starters on Betsy Layne that play, and they've benefited from it greatly.
They have.
Kristen Howell serving.
Ultimately, that could lead to a scholarship, you know. I mean, that's...
We got 6 of 7 seniors a scholarship this year.
Wow.
And there just weren't those opportunities before. We are proud to have blazed those trails for this area. You know, it's been going on like that in Louisville for decades.
Yeah, we will go to these tournaments in Louisville, and there's on the wall of all their players that have gone on to college, and now I'm excited for us to start our own wall.
Yeah, we're ready. We've got 12 total in the history of BVA, and we're going on our 5th season, Wayne. So that's
impressive.
It's pretty good numbers.
And number 13 caught that ball behind her head and called for a lift on that.
Eastridge senior Kirsten Coleman stepping back to serve, and she's got a pretty good serve. And she plays all 6 rotations really well. Just a little bit long. Didn't have time to transition and do her footwork, and I think that's what hurt in the end.
Yeah, it's almost the same as the one she got caught on the lift. She was just a little too far ahead. Nice block by Gerald.
She really gets up. Coach Watkins calling spots to serve at. Got Eastridge off balance. 2 free balls right in a row. Ooh, Emily Johnson with a big kill.
Betsy Layne finally got to run their offense on that play, and it paid off big time. Tia Watkins with her cheer section loud here in the gym.
Yeah, crowd getting into it. Huh?
Byron brings me life. It's her dad, Byron, and he's enthusiastic. He's a true blue volleyball fan. And you love when he's on your side of that.
We've had that discussion before. During travel season, we're on the same side. We love it.
Yeah.
During the regular season, we were opposite sides. Not so much.
No.
Nice tool off the middle there.
It was. Robinson there for Eastridge. It's a good swing. She's turned out to be a pretty good middle, and she's undersized, Lee.
Cortland Phillips serving. She was a great libero for our travel team this year in BVA.
She has a lot to offer a team defensively. She knows the game, picks up a lot of those scrappy balls that most kids leave.
We're staying pretty even so far through this first set, 9-9.
Oh, libero tried to run out of system, but shanked the ball off of her platform. Looked like she had that wrist rolled a little bit high. Got to keep that platform flat, Wayne, to get a nice straight pass.
I believe that would have been a little long.
I think it would have been out if they had just left it. Brianna Tackett has a nice serve for Eastridge. I do like this rotation that Eastridge is in. See if Betsy Layne can get it back.
That was a nice up.
It was. Eastridge has got to talk. Hannah Steffi with a save on that punch. That was a hard hit, and Cortland just wouldn't let it die. Emily Johnson going for that 4.
There's Keithley with that block that she's known for.
I was calling Gerald Keithley and Keithley Gerald, so excuse me for that, ladies. Both of you are very talented middles. Emily Johnson executes a little power throw right there, right into the block, and it rolls down the blocker's body. We're tied up here now. This might be another 3-set contest. I'd like to see Betsy Layne's libero go for that out of system. That was pretty close to out too. Smart play. Not getting baited on that overpass.
I believe there was a tip on there, wasn't there? Nope. It's not.
It looked like it from here.
I thought the ball changed trajectory.
But they have a better position on it. Big block. Nice touch on the block. You know what I like about Betsy Layne is that Kristen Howell has chosen to own that right side position, and a lot of times, Lee, in high school volleyball, it's almost offensive to be placed there. But when you're able to set all 3 positions pin to pin, then that block has a hard time getting from pin to pin to stop you.
Yeah, if you can have those multiple options, it makes the offense life so much easier. That was a nice tip by Keithley there, changing the direction of the ball.
She's just a smart player at the net. And let's talk about Lindsay Watkins. She knew that Keithley was trapped there at the net, didn't get a transition back, and placed her set right in front of her so she could just tip it down.
I think that's, again, those 2 seniors have been playing together for a long time. They just know where they are on the court without seeing them. They'll know be where they're supposed to be.
Now Cortland Phillips there took a swing, and there are rules regarding the libero jumping and swinging, but Cortland is pretty undersized, so she's probably not crossing that tape when she jumps. So that's why you saw the official Glenn Stanley make that motion that she was below the tape of the net. Sometimes you'll see people get bent out of shape over the libero swinging, but swing till they call it. Out of bounds on that attack.
Yeah, for the libero, besides a different colored jersey, there's all kinds of, they have certain rules that they have to abide by that the rest of the team doesn't.
Eastridge is staying in this one. Betsy Layne's only got a 2-point advantage. What I like about Eastridge, Lee, is that every time I've seen them this season, they've improved. So that's good, because we're really early on in the season right now.
The season's just starting. It seems like the All-A tournament seems to keep getting earlier and almost opens the season anymore. Nice swing by Wesley with nice block.
And she was unaffected by the block, and I like to see that because she transitioned back and was ready again. That may have been all tape and no touch, but they're letting them play it out.
Wesley fought. She had 3 attacks on that. You keep hammering, eventually it's going to go.
Talk about somebody that could play somewhere. Tia Wesley is one of those players.
She's young and she's aggressive and she can jump.
playing the net well over there.
Betsy Layne's having very good net play tonight.
I think that just comes from that wisdom and these kids just playing together for that long. Not much has changed about this set of players since last year.
Nice swing from Eastridge.
Senior Kirsten Coleman trying to keep them in it. In the net, point to Eastridge. Both Betsy Layne and Eastridge seem to be deferring mostly to their starters. You're not seeing a lot of subbing happening in this game. Seems to be paying off, just going with what you know. Little tight. Ooh. I would have liked to seen Lindsay let that drop a little farther and just dig that out. But instinctively, sometimes you're just trying to play that back.
You know, it is getting to the part of the season where you start to see the rotations get set. You know, we're in about 2.5 to 3 weeks of the season, and coaches are figuring out what rotations they like the best. So we'll probably start seeing fewer substitutions as the year goes on now.
Yeah, you're figuring out what works, and you go with what works. And a lot of times, and we've seen this before, you'll have two really incredible players, and they just cannot be near each other anywhere on the court because they don't play well side by side.
Nice swing from 13.
Gerald with a big hit.
Gerald's just an 8th grader and starting for Betsy Layne.
Betsy Layne will return her, Emily Johnson, Kristen Howe, and Mallory Hall next year. I do think that there will be big shoes to fill with Lindsay Watkins and Tia Wesley. Smart play there.
Smart play.
Sometimes if if you're not terminating the ball on a swinglet, you got to do something different. You know, we got to tip or push over the block. And Emily Johnson made that choice. She just went up and just pushed it right down.
The setter had to get the first ball, so when you see somebody outside the setter put a nice set like that, was nice, because usually, especially a young kid like an 8th grader, will just push it back over. And she set Johnson, and it worked out perfect.
Oh, and Gerald touched that down on the block touch right there. Ooh. Now, something interesting about volleyball, Wayne, is it doesn't actually count as a block unless somebody scores. Unless you score off of it, it's not statistically a block. So we'll commentate that they're blocks, but they're really block touches unless that ball dies. Ooh. It's been a close one.
Eastridge is back to 1, and
Cortland Phillips serving. She's got a good one. Ooh, jinxed her. It was a very low serve, Lee, and almost baited Betsy Layne into touching it.
I thought they were going to reach up and touch that.
Wow, what placement on that serve, and that was on purpose. Ooh. Still within 1.
Oh.
Now we're tied up.
There's nothing you can do about that. Betsy Layne called a timeout. They were maintaining a 2 to 3 point lead most of this set, but now it's tied as we're getting near the end of this set. You know, the first time these two teams played in the tournament at Pikeville, the first set was really close. And then the second one, Betsy Layne kind of ran away with it,
but East Ridge is looking good,
so
yeah.
They're looking good, so. They may be wanting a little bit of revenge here.
Sometimes that's a big motivator, Lee. Here we go, breaking from the huddle.
Tough serve. It was a tough judgment call. Do you let it go or go for it?
You know,
she was playing a little close, so
she was. I think it was in. I think they're trying to get them to serve the line. They're not taking the bait. I don't think Johnson knew how far in she was and didn't put any cut on the ball. Probably needed to go thumb up a little bit right there to keep that ball in play.
Nice back row attack from Wesley.
She's having an incredible game. Emily Johnson to serve for Betsy Layne. A great spot. A touch on the block, so the libero has to dig it up. And Steffi with the save there.
See if Betsy Layne can use this free ball.
Keithley going a little too early there. Wesley puts it down.
Caught him with the off-speed ball. Set point for Betsy Layne.
Her termination percentage has to be high for this set, Lee, because most of Tia's hits have gone.
Yes. Set point. East Ridge causes a timeout. See if they can slow Betsy Layne down for one more point to stay in this. And most of these games have been a pretty good draw so far. Most of the games have been pretty even for most of the
I agree.
So
we've not had any terrible matches. I think it's been pretty good, you know, apart from Paintsville and Martin County, because Martin County is just so super young and Paintsville is just senior heavy and the region favorite, you know, so. But Martin County didn't really give up either. They played pretty well to be so youthful. A good serve from Emily Johnson. East Ridge got to run offense right here. Ooh. And it paid off.
the timeout worked. To stay alive in this set. If East Ridge can pull off this point, then you're going to have to win by 2.
I don't know, that probably was a double.
That was I'm surprised she didn't get called for a double on that one. And I think she knew it from the look on her face. Oh.
Tia Wesley with another big shot, but Kirsten Coleman digs it up.
It was a great play on both sides.
What a dig from Emily Johnson. Mallory Hall dropping back to recover that one. Ooh, and that'll do it.
definitely a ball handling area with 2 hands. Betsy Layne takes set number 1, 25-23 in a close one.
We will take a break and be right back with set 2 of the All-A Classic Volleyball Tournament. Betsy Layne and Eastridge. Watching WPRG TV5.
Everything you love about TV and more. Live, recorded, on demand, all in HD. Plus, easily find and watch your favorite shows. Anywhere, on any device. Great for the entire family and easy to use.
Even on the most perfect day, the unexpected can happen. But with just one call to their local Red Ribbon expert at Overhead Door, they can get their garage door fixed or replaced in a jiffy. The genuine, the original Overhead Door for all of life's little ups and downs.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. It's called Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text, or take it to the max with unlimited data plus for only $89.99, which has 50 gig of high-speed data, because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
You're on the move every day. You're mobile, and so is Community Trust Bank. Now, you've got one-touch access to your accounts. No need to remember or update passwords. Make a deposit with a click, not a pen. No deposit slip and no line. And get that morning cup of joe without the hassle, without the wait. Community Trust Bank is dedicated to making your banking experience secure, fast, and easy. Don't wait. Go mobile with Community Trust Bank. Building communities built on trust.
Back at Prestonsburg High School, where Eastridge find themselves down a set to Betsy Layne. In the best of 3, the final quarterfinal matchup. And the winner to go on to next week's play, where they'll take on Prestonsburg.
I think Betsy Layne is jacked up after that first win. They were back out on the court with over a minute to go still before time to play. I think they're feeling it.
They were having a great time in their huddle, too. And while, you know, that can be a sign of relaxing too much, but I think they were getting hyped up. So that's good. Eastridge, nothing to hang their heads about. They played really well, and I think that, you know, they're going to be a contender towards the end of the season.
Eastridge is always solid no matter what. Even when they're not experience-ridden, they still are always a solid team.
Well, that's another program that just breeds high volleyball IQ. Ooh. Little miscommunication there on Eastridge's side. Wayne, we've got both Valley and Pikeville's coaches tuning in, seeing what Eastridge has got today.
Well, while they're both on here, I'd just like to thank them both for giving us an awesome game last night.
It was an awesome game.
Yes.
Well played, well coached.
Well commentated, too, I might add.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Sometimes we had moments of me holding my breath.
Well, if you're not a fan, you're not into it then, right?
Right.
Tell you, East Ridge's defense, they may be missing a hitter or two this year, but their defense is solid. Betsy Layne's putting some balls down that they keep getting up.
Ooh, service error from East Ridge. Ooh, and a toe off the block.
We're starting off close again. I think if East Ridge was down a few service errors, they would probably had a good chance of taking that first set. Nice swing. Placed right in the corner.
Called it out.
He called it out.
He called it out.
It was in, yeah.
Woo. Well, I'm just going to be quiet.
Yeah. We will not show the replay on that. So.
These refs, they have a tough job. They do a really good job, and they're human. They may miss one every once in a while too, but they do great jobs. And I hate it when I see the parents wear them out on the court, because these guys are doing it for the love of the game as much as anything.
Yeah, they definitely are not compensated enough for what they're doing. Called that one out.
Another close one he called out.
During the regular season, the parents actually work the lines. Is that right?
This is
They
true.
do.
So you can't be too critical of the refs right now, because you may find yourself down there in that position.
It's true.
Little known fact for parents that don't want to be a line judge the game. Wear open-toed shoes. You're not allowed to wear open-toed shoes and be a line judge. So if you wear your sandals, you can't be forced to judge.
Points from Lee Boyd. Pro
Parents,
tips.
you can thank me now.
Pro tips.
Let's see, with this defense East Ridge has, Watkins can really drop that short ball around. I'm going to see if she can drop it just right inside the attack line near the red of the P, because it is wide open. She didn't go for it that time, but she has the ability for sure.
Betsy Layne's starting to pull away in this set. She's
backing them up. They'll back up. Watch to see if she doesn't drop a short serve on them. Timeout for East Ridge. They got to slow this sucker down before it gets out of hand.
Yep. 11-4.
This is kind of a repeat of their first match.
It
They were
is.
really close the first one, and the second one, Betsy Layne kind of ran away with it.
It's like that first victory gives Betsy Layne another gear in the second set.
So they were definitely hyped before the second set started. With volleyball, something I would like to see happen. I don't know if it's ever been discussed, but the way volleyball is growing, I would like to see them do the regional tournament in the Expo Center like they do the basketball tournament. I think that would be a great opportunity for the girls to play in that gym.
Well, and with that facility, you could have 2 games going at once.
You could.
Well, I mean, you could have as many games going at once as you wanted, but you get the gist. Eastridge in the net.
Oh, nice effort by Johnson to get that ball up and stay alive. And it resulted in a free ball coming back to him. Let's see if they can use it. And Wesley put it down. Yeah, like you said earlier, I believe Wesley has a high hitting percentage for this game.
Has to. Would love to see the stats afterwards. 13-5. Johnson with a nice serve. Keithley in the net for Betsy Layne.
Nice change of direction on that ball.
What a save by Cortland Phillips.
Keithley puts it down. Look at that.
It was a nice shot.
Change of direction from the right side hitter. That's something I like to teach them when they're little. When they go to hit, if they don't know what to do, just change the direction of the ball. It's always a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Scored off the block there.
You know, when you have a left-handed hitter, it kind of throws the blocker off just a little bit because they're used to keying off that right shoulder. And then when it comes off the other side, it's kind of can be off just a little bit.
You're off by a couple inches. Great serve, but a great reception from Betsy Layne. Good choice right there. Gerald puts the ball down on that overpass.
Yeah, that's before an eighth grader. That girl has some serious hops to her. She can get up. I think she will be the heir apparent to Keithley's rotating the middle most of the time.
MB1 next year. Calling it in. Wayne, we've got some people tuning in, cheering on their kids. Lisa Powers for Betsy Layne High School.
Love those comments. Love to hear that. And those...
You know, the kids like to go back and look at those.
Yes.
Oh.
Just put her inside the net.
Not a lot you could do with that.
Now, these games that are live streamed, I guarantee you most of these players will go back and watch the game. There's nothing like seeing themselves on the media. You could see the look in Johnson's eyes. She was coming with the thunder on that one.
She was ready to put one down.
And she did. 17-9.
It was a great swing by Madeline Robinson. Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
Just out. Betsy Layne tiptoeing over the ball to make sure they didn't touch it.
Fortunately, she missed it, right?
Exactly.
Rodney Fuller telling us hashtag grow the game. That's the BVA way, Rodney. A nice swing from Hannah Steffi, tool off the block there.
Yeah, nice swing. You don't see Keithley get tooled too often.
You don't, but you know, you sometimes have to defer to that lead when you have such a big block. You got to start sweeping it off their hands, trying to get the kill that way. A service error for Madeline Robinson. Cortland Phillips back in the game.
Big swing by Brianna, attacking for East Ridge. Now she's serving.
I wonder if she's a relative to Sarah Tackett. Was that her name that we figured out earlier?
I think Sarah's an assistant now, right? Down on the bench.
Looks like it.
I think that's,
yeah, it is. Looks like it, doesn't
I
it?
believe it is.
I'm going to have to brush up on my Pike County family trees.
It's more than just Hatfields and McCoys now, right?
For real.
Betsy Layne just made it look too easy on that. Nice up from Johnson, a great set from Watkins, and
21-11.
Wesley put it down. Caught that one behind her head. She's a little early.
And Kayla, as this one's starting to wind down, for the folks that may not have heard you talk about it before, tell us about BVA and what you guys offer there.
Bluegrass Volleyball Academy is a off-season, well, and we even offer trainings during the season on Sundays, but it's an off-season club system where kids can try out for a travel team or a local team, and they'll get to play when they are out of high school season or even middle school season, whichever age that benefits you. But in the summer, we have summer leagues. I mean, we offer small group training, private training, you know, just a lot of resources for these athletes to get better, you know, and we have the facility and the staff to do it. We've got 12 staff members, and most of them are collegiate athletes and current players, former players. So we've really got a great thing going on, and we care about the development of the kid, and, you know, not so much about, you know, the win like we talked about earlier. It's getting better and playing the game the right way, and, you know, we just got a great start, you know.
You know, that's the thing about it, BVA, is there's something for any age and any level. A lot of times when you think travel ball, you think, oh, it's only the blue chip people that are going to college. And it's not so. We have that level, but also if you're just getting into the game and young, there's a level so you don't have to be worried about not being good enough, because it's all about getting better.
Yeah, the goal for us is to provide access to resources to Eastern Kentucky kids, because before you had to drive to Lexington, Louisville, or Huntington to, you know, get work in the off season, to get play in the off season. And, you know, I just had a strong desire, and you know, Taylor Van Hoos, you know, she's my stepdaughter, and she played, and we always talked about how we wish that she had access to that when she was growing up, because she would have just been tremendous. She was tremendous. You know, she graduated 5th in the state in blocks, and if she had been able to play in the off season at an affordable rate, you know, with people that knew what they were doing, then she may have been able to do some great things in her volleyball career. And, you know, it's no surprise to me that she's having success at Valley, because she's really the reason behind BVA, and has been a great help in growing it, along with Lee. We've got some really great people that have been with us for 4 straight seasons, and going into our 5th, we've hired up to 12 staff members, so that's a great amount of growth.
Being local, I think, is the key, because while we was in middle school, I was driving my daughter to Huntington every weekend during the winter for 8 to 10 weeks in a row, and then as her freshman year started, Kayla started BVA, and we said, well, if we can not travel, we're doing that. And it's great.
I mean, if you're a working family, it's almost impossible to get to Huntington after work for one of these practices there. And definitely out of the question to go to Lexington or Louisville.
Yes.
So I just think that right place, right time, you know, right reason, and it's really paid off for the kids of BVA, and we, you know, we care about them and we invest in them. We try to know everybody that comes to our program. I, you know, try to see them play a game during their high school season. It's getting to the point where that's almost impossible because there's so many of them, Layne, but you know, I'm cheering them on. You know, they will say, I'm struggling with my timing, what can I do? You know, and you just give them little tips or whatever, and hope that they bring it back and they, you know, succeed with it.
Well, success stories out there on the floor right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, as a parent, it's just an opportunity for our kids. So often we hear that kids in Eastern Kentucky don't have the opportunities. Well, now this is another opportunity we do have to bring our volleyball up to the level of others.
And, you know, Layne, it's not just about making, Lee touched on this, it's not just about making the best the best. You got to have those kids that maybe don't know the game or and are athletic, or, you know, want to just get better so they're not middle of the road anymore.
Yes.
They have to play well in order for your best teams to get better, and that's what I believe we do best. We bring everybody up a level from where they started with us.
Right. Yeah. I think it's awesome what you guys are doing, and I think we're seeing the repercussions of it out here in this competition here through this tournament.
I hope, and I think there's a long-term picture, because I told you at the last game that we were working with 4-year-olds, and so 10 years from now, what's she going to do?
Exactly,
you know?
Exactly.
And I look forward to that.
And you will be old as me in 10 years.
I will. I'm getting there. You got to stop aging right now, though, so I can catch up.
I'm going in reverse.
Are you? Can I play that game?
No.
Ooh, and that'll do it.
That'll take care of the set.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. We got Courtney Stacy from Pike Central with us again, and
match.
of course Ashley Wallen cheering us on. We've got a lot of great supporters, and I'm blessed. BVA's blessed. We're thankful for all of you. So,
all right, guys, it's been great. This sets up the semifinals, and you want to tell us who's going up against who there starting on Tuesday?
You got Betsy Layne advancing, and they're going to play. Well, we'll start with the first game. So you've got Paintsville-Pikeville on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. That'll be a pretty hefty match. And then you've got Prestonsburg facing off with Betsy Layne at the night game. That's
going to be tough. They're kind of rivals in the county, and it's always fun when they're going at it.
And Paintsville and Pikeville are kind of rivals as well. So you're going to see
two good games.
You're going to see two highly energetic, highly emotional games, and that always makes for great volleyball. So.
And Paintsville going in is everybody's favorite, but now Pikeville, you talked about how they've improved just about every game. You've noticed improvement, as they've gone.
You have, and you can't ever count them out because they've got great coaching. I think what we're seeing, and Lee will agree with this, is we're seeing the art of coaching volleyball getting better across the region too. So that matters. So I think that these coaches have invested in learning the modern game and understanding the sport, and it's getting better and better as we go. You know, Dave Spradlin retiring was a huge blow to the region, I think, but Tatiana Murphy is, you know, there's some bright spots there because she played and she knows the game and just going to step in and try to get these young kids back to where they were.
Everyone, please be careful.
I'm looking forward to the progress of our sport over the next coming years.
I think the future's bright for volleyball in Eastern Kentucky.
I think so too.
All right, guys, appreciate you being with us all this week, and we want to invite everybody to be back with us next week, starting on Tuesday night for the semifinals, and we'll have the championship match coming up on Wednesday of next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We will send it back to the TV station, and again, I want to wish everybody a happy Labor Day weekend and a safe Labor Day weekend. Remember to tune us in tomorrow night. We've got high school football as Pikeville travels to Paintsville in a big Class A clash, and we're expecting an excellent game there tomorrow night.
Thanks for having us, guys.
All right, for Dr. Lee Boyd, for Kayla Van Hoos, I'm Wayne Fugit. We'll see you soon.
Buying a home. It's likely the largest purchase you'll ever make. And choosing a bank is one of your most important decisions. Choose wisely. Choose Community Trust Bank to get you home. With over a century of mortgage experience, we are committed to the highest standards of personalized service. For strengths only a community bank can offer, look to Community Trust Bank. Building communities built on trust.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. It's called Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text, or take it to the max with unlimited data plus for only $89.99, which has 50 gig of high-speed data. Because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.